Won't you help some deserving youngsters get to camp this summer? Join the Schlitz Beer Send the Child to Camp campaign. Just ask your Schlitz retailer what you can do to help. Metro Media Television in Washington. It's 8 o'clock.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Moore. Hi. Very good. Thank you very much, and welcome to the Tell the Truth. It says here, Gary enters riding on unicycle. I want to tell you, Gary tried riding in on unicycle before the show, and Gary almost busted his bippy. Gary tried. It's amazing how you can lose your skills. Do you know that at one time, hard to believe, but at one time I could ride 2 of these simultaneously? 2 at one time. It's a marvelous thing. We called it a bicycle. Heard it. Had 2 wheels, and oh well, no. Our first contestant today runs a school where learning to ride a unicycle is a required course. The key word there is required. We'll meet him in just a moment after we've said hello to our panel, and I've propped this up here on To Tell the Truth. Bill Cullen. Peggy Cass. There's Bill Cullen. Kitty Carlisle. We came in kind of scattered order, but under Orson it says Bill, but that's all right. We fooled ourselves.
He taught me everything he knows, so it's okay.
Yeah, right before we came out, I taught him the entire gamut.
Kitty, welcome home.
Thank you.
Again.
I had a wonderful time in California.
I never saw your left side. You're beautiful over here.
Well, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
You know, you're a most unsatisfactory friend.
Why?
Because we're always either saying hello to you or goodbye to you. You don't settle down very much.
I will from now on.
Good. Stay a while. And it is time for us to bend our minds to the task at hand. Let us meet our unicycle teacher.
What is your name, please?
My name is Father James Moran.
Number 2.
My name is Father James Moran.
Number 3.
My name is Father James Moran.
It's a terrible thing to think the 2 of those fathers are lying to us. The world is coming to a sorry pass. All right, here is the affidavit, here is the story. I, Father James Moran, am a Roman Catholic priest. I run a parish school where I teach a highly unusual course. I am a unicycle instructor. This is part of the regular physical education curriculum and is a required course. The unicycle, or one-wheeler, is the most difficult to ride of all wheeled conveyances. It requires coordination, cool nerves, and a firm body. I train 125 students in all and have a special demonstration team of my top 20 cyclists who perform a variety of drills, make ramp-to-ramp jumps, ride obstacle courses, and perform Irish jigs. And while on their bikes, they even play softball and basketball. At one festival last spring, a girl team rider tumbled from her unicycle and suffered the most serious injury ever to befall one of my cyclists, a sprained finger. Signed, Father James Moran. Handsome-looking group over there. Stick around. We got some surprises for you.
What's this?
Different soap. Something for the whole family.
Safeguard? What's it got?
Twice as much lather as any other deodorant soap. Try it.
Hey, it does have twice as much.
It's good for Pam's teenage skin and for you. It has more deodorant than even this whole can of spray.
What are you, a soap expert?
I'm a mother.
Safeguard. More lather. The perfect family soap.
Lady? It's Vicky Dugan, Mr. Whipple, the movie star. He's squeezing new Charmin bathroom tissue.
Please don't squeeze the shark.
We can't squeeze new Charmin. Why should she? couldn't resist it. It's so squeezably soft. Fragrance. Price is gentle, too.
Squeeze it at home like everyone else. Can't blame her, though.
Mr. Whipple!
New Charmin bathroom tissue from Procter & Gamble.
Every woman with a weight problem knows about owning 2 different dress sizes. One size for after the crash diet, another for when the pounds return. But today, a lot of women are coming back to one perfect size with Carnation Slender. You can make Slender part of your diet plan because Slender is natural tasting with no cyclamates. Make it. Make a Slender comeback.
Police officer or firefighter, he dies doing his duty that others may live. There is no greater tribute to his sacrifice than by helping now. Help heroes.
Now, here we go, friends. Keep it in mind firmly that these 3 men all claim to be Father James Moran, unicycle instructor. And let's go down to Peggy Cass, please.
Thank you. Number 3, it says that it's required to take unicycling. But, I mean, I know I'd never be able to ride a unicycle. Doesn't it take a good sense of balance?
If you went to St. Helens, you'd learn.
Where's St. Helens?
Newberry, Ohio.
Okay.
You'd learn or else.
Number 2, how did you get into the unicycle racket there?
Well, there was a circus in Providence, Rhode Island about 100 years ago, and I had picked it up from a circus performer.
When you were a little boy, I take it.
Yes, indeed.
Else I want to go to your doctor because you're certainly... Number 1, do you play polo on them?
The children haven't played polo yet, but several other sports.
Thank you. Number 1, where's your St. Helens?
Lynchburg, Virginia, but I'm not from St. Helens.
What are you from?
Holy Cross.
Number 2, what's Maynooth?
Hey, gracious. All right, let's go to Bill Cullen.
Holy mackerel. Number 1, Father Moran, number 1. If I'm wrong and don't guess this, am I apt to be given 9 or 9 or 7 or 7?
We can discuss that later if you'd like.
What's 9 and 9 and 7 and 7?
You mean you don't know?
I don't know what that is.
I know you don't know, but she should know. Number 2, do you know what 9 and 9 are?
81.
18.
18, 9 and 9 or 8.
Well, that's what you used to go when you went to church, you went to confession. After it was all over, he said, they make an act of contrition and then say 9 Our Fathers and 9 Hail Marys.
You never get more than 5.
Well, don't buzz yet, because you go home and you get 9 and 9, or sometimes I got 12 and 12, and your mother say, "What'd you get?" You say 3 and 3. I don't know how to come. Number 3.
Thank you, Bill. I'm not sure we've learned much about the spot, but we've learned a lot about arithmetic.
School time by the bell.
Yes. Kitty?
Number 3, I take it that the... Oh, by the way, what order are you, sir? Father?
Diocesan priest. No order.
No order. And number 2, I take it that these are youngsters that you teach.
That's right.
How young do you start them?
Well, they start at 9 years old.
Uh-huh. And number 1, what kind of training do you put them through before they hop up on their unicycle?
The training begins on the unicycle.
I see. Number 3, do they wear costumes when they perform?
Yes.
What do they wear?
We have regular uniforms, and depending if it's a season like a maple syrup festival, we wear maple syrup can or whatever it might be.
Maple syrup cans?
For a maple syrup parade.
Where do they wear the cans?
Over their heads.
That seems quite opposite from what it should be, doesn't it? All right, from Kitty we go to Orson.
There was a terrible accident happened at the Palace Theater in vaudeville. I'm sure you heard about it. Unicycle. I got spinning around. The butterfly spin it was, as I recall. We got going faster than he could control. The wheel fell off, and he landed on the shaft and screwed himself into the stage, Gary. It was a shocking...
I'm sorry to hear that, Orson.
Number 2, have you ever had any things where the thing fell apart?
No, they're built very sturdy.
They are sturdy?
Very sturdy.
Number 2, I used to dream. In fact, I used to walk around Boston looking for unicycles and never could find any. Number 1, this is in no sense a spiritual experience being up there in that thing, right?
No, it's the physical part of their training.
Yeah. Well, now, does it help them in any way other than their coordination and things like that?
Yes, it helps them as far as discipline.
Discipline, team spirit, etc., etc. And that's all the time that we have for questioning at this moment. We're going to have to make up our minds and mark our ballots. And we mark them, of course, for 1, or for 2, or for 3. $50 is a penalty for a wrong vote, $500 in the unlikely event that all the votes are wrong, although it happens from time to time. Peggy, let's find out.
I don't think number 1 is a priest. Number 3, I would have thought was a priest if you'd said he'd been a Christian brother, but he doesn't look like a diocesan priest to me. So I voted for 2. He's the kind that you'd wait all day to go to confession to him.
So, you got it number 2. All right, if you turn out to be wrong, you're going to get 14 and 14. Whatever that means. Let's go to Bill Cullen.
In my day, that wasn't exactly a compliment, you know. Wait all day, go to confess. I have the hiccups.
No, the short
Well,
lines are the ones where nobody was waiting to go to them.
Wait just a moment.
Would you care to confess to us how you got them?
No. I voted for number 3, diocesan or not. If I ever saw a priest, that man is a priest. And I have seen some priests.
It's 1 for 2 and 1 for 3, and we go to Kitty.
Well, I didn't think number 1 was a priest, and number 2 didn't know what 9 and 9 was. And he didn't even know what it was to add it up.
Multiplied. I bet you all the money I'm right.
Now, just a minute. And I always associate great spirituality with discipline. And I think number 3's tough, and he makes those kids ride the unicycle.
Okay, we got 2 for 3 and 1 for 2. And Orson, who are you going to vote for?
There are 2 wonderful liars up there. 3 really convinced me he was a priest when he said, if you went to St. Helens, you'd know how to ride a thing. And that's probably the kind of priest that Bill was associated with. They put the bad boys with tough fathers, right? However, I had to vote for number 2 because he's got a twinkle in his eye, he's got a sense of humor, and he's the kind of a fellow that Barry Fitzgerald would say, Father, oh, Ryan, could you get me that thimble of cooking sherry over there?
Precisely. All right, the votes are all in. So will the real. Father James Moran, please stand up. I can never anticipate how the votes will go. Number 1, you're a Graham Greene type if I ever saw it. What is your real name, please, and what do you do?
My name is Joe Murphy. I'm the advertising manager for Sky Chefs Incorporated, a part of American Airlines.
And number 2, who will probably never want to take that collar off as long as he lives, what is your real name, sir, and what do you do?
My name is Dick Mahan, and I'm a salesman for Mayflower Worldwide Movers.
Father, I think it's time that we put your young people through their paces, if that's all right with you. This is really remarkable. We're going to see some real unicycling. These are 7th and 8th grade students from St. Helen Parish School in Newbury, Ohio. Their names are Gail Holland, Margot Pastor, Nancy Miller, Ray Fidel, Joel Negrelli, and David White. So hit the music and watch this. It's quite remarkable. Go. fellow stayed too long at the junior prom. What kind of training is that?
right to be proud, sir. And thank you and your fellow imposters for being with us here on To Tell the Truth.
Well, I tell you.
Father had something you wanted to say. Yes, sir.
We're so good that Goodyear has picked on us to test their colored tires, crazy wheels. We are official tester for Goodyear. We're
Well,
so
good deal. Thank you, sir, very much for being with us. Never too busy to squeeze in a plug or two. Now, I don't know how many of you folks have trouble selecting gifts. It takes me forever, you know, to pick just the right gift for my wife for an anniversary or for Christmas. Well, I really admire our next guest. She is a lady who has had to pick suitable gifts for such folk as the Premier of Japan, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, and Pope Paul VI. And there's a mixed bag. We'll meet this tasteful lady right after a short intermission.
Have you heard about Safeway low everyday prices? That's right. Every day, Safeway has lowered the prices of all fresh meats in all of their stores. And what's more, they'll stay reduced every week, every day. Why wait for a few weekend meat specials? Save time and money at Safeway, first in low meat prices. Safeway's high-quality meat is still carefully trimmed before weighing, still guaranteed to please, or your money will be refunded in full by Safeway.
For candid conversation, watch The David Frost Show.
I like to dine alone. I also love to, have separate bedrooms, if I may say.
And then you're attacking the establishment, and suddenly you've become it.
The trouble was I used to have kind of hallucinations.
Jack Benny in a variety of moods with a wealth of stories, and of course his violin. On The David Frost Show tonight, 8:30 on Metro Media Television, Channel 5.
She wakes up the sleeping flowers early in the morning, early in the morning on her way. And she lets her hair down when the sun comes up, and she lets her hair down.
Nothing pretties up a face like a beautiful head of hair. But even hair born this beautiful needs a little help along the way, before gray comes and certainly after. Does she or doesn't she? With Miss Clairol hair color so natural, only her hairdresser knows for sure. Shampoo formula or cream formula.
And I'll give her my love till the day I die.
More women use Miss Clairol than any other hair coloring, because nature just can't do it alone.
Yes, I'll give her my love.
Now let's meet our gift buyer supreme.
Number one, what is your name, please?
My name is Constance Dunaway.
Number two.
My name is Constance Dunaway.
Number three.
My name is Constance Dunaway.
And here is Constance Dunaway's story. I, Constance Dunaway, was the official gift buyer for 3 presidents of the United States, Presidents Kennedy, Johnson, and Nixon. To find a gift fit for a king, prime minister, or other foreign dignitary requires a lot of research. For instance, when Premier Sato of Japan came to Washington, I searched high and low for an antique mailbox because the premier began his public life in the postal department. When President Johnson visited Southeast Asia, I needed 25,000 gifts for every native of Pango Pango. When Eamon de Valera of Ireland called at the White House, his gift emphasized his American birth. I found his baptismal certificate and had it framed in gold. When buying gifts, I was always instructed to spend more imagination than money. Signed, Constance Dunaway. And Kitty Carlisle, you must lead off.
Gee, I'm delighted. I'm very happy to meet you because I always wondered who got all those presents for the people who came. Number 3, what did you buy for the 25,000 natives of Pango Pango?
We were taking off for Southeast Asia at 8 o'clock on a Monday morning. It was 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. And suddenly President Johnson decided he wanted to give a gift to every single native on Pango Pango.
Yeah, well, what'd you buy them?
I opened a factory in New England and had ballpoint pens made up for him.
How marvelous.
With his name on it.
Number 2, what happens to all the presents that the presidents themselves receive? I mean, our presidents. You must know that, too.
Oh, They used to be allowed to keep them. Now they leave them at the White House.
They leave them where?
They leave them in Washington.
House.
They don't take them with them when they leave.
Okay, thanks, Kitty. Let's get to Orson.
Well, number two, surely, I mean, there are limits. You don't leave a half-eaten knish for the next guy, right? What kind of things might they take with them? Couldn't they take a highly personal thing?
I suppose they would.
Yeah, number one, what do you think about that?
Very few presents that are given are very personal. If they're personal, they have to be private gifts rather than state gifts, so that the state gifts are left in appropriate places. Some go to museums, some will stay in the White House.
I see. Number three, do you have any round figure idea of how much a year is spent on gifts?
I have a budget within which I work, but this is classified information.
It is classified information?
You bet
the
your
Russians
business.
might find out and give a pen and pencil set to the Bangle Bangles, right?
Cartier doesn't tell Tiffany. Let's go to Peggy.
Go to skip. Oh, okay. Number three, are you good at your own personal Christmas list? I mean, do your friends like what you buy for them, or are you?
Actually, I am.
Good. Okay. Number two, what did you buy for Premier Pompidou?
Pompidou.
Number two.
We gave him a bust of Lincoln.
Oh, I bet he was thrilled. And number one, what did you get for Willie Brandt?
Peggy, you're terrible.
A sterling silver desk set.
That said, with his name on it?
It is engraved with a facsimile of the president's signature.
Now he
and
can never
with
return it. Once you engrave it, he's dead.
And Bill Cullen, if you please.
Number two, the money for these gifts that the president gives officially as a gift of state, the president doesn't pay for those himself, does he?
There's a budget assigned to the State Department for that purpose.
And is it not true, number two, that the president is allowed to keep certain gifts that were given to him personally by other heads of state? Number two.
It used to be in the past, but I understand that they've decided now to leave them behind, not take them with them.
Number one, is the president allowed to keep a gift given to him by an individual, a civilian, from this country, for instance?
That is, again, on a very personal assignment basis. I mean, a friend-to-friend thing, as long as it is not a state and as long as it's not, the value is great.
Okay, thanks, Bill. Thanks, panel. And how about you? You got to make up your mind out there. Pretend you're marking a ballot. Would you mark it for one? Or would you mark it for two? Or would you perhaps mark it for number three? It would cost you $50 if you were in our position. For each wrong vote, it would cost you $500 if all the votes are wrong, and Kitty Carlisle starts.
Oh, thank you. Well, I voted for number one.
What?
I think number one is the real one. I think she has the real information. We didn't get to find out much. We didn't have much time.
Okay, and Orson, what are you gift wrapping your answer
Yes,
here?
I voted for number one as well. I was going to vote for two, but I can't believe that our president would give the Prime Minister of France a bust of Lincoln. I mean, that would be like the Prime Minister of France giving us a head of Marie Antoinette or something. You know,
Or England giving us the head of Anne Boleyn.
Oh, all right.
And we go to who? Peggy.
See, number two, if you had given him a bust of Ben Franklin or something that had something to do with France, but gee, Lincoln, I just couldn't go for that. I don't think Madame Pompadour would like that in her living room. I do believe about the presidential desk set, though. I voted for one, too. I'm sorry, one. You're gonna...
Okay, so far we're way out on a limb. We've got 3 for 1, and what is Bill Cullen going to do?
For the sake of unanimity, I voted for number one, too.
Gee, boy, I tell you, some days... Well, all right, let's find out about this thing. Well, the real Constance Dunaway, please stand up. A clean sweep. Constance, we'll be back to you in a half a second. Number one, boy. You got 4 wrong votes. What is your real name and what do you do?
My name is Jane Smiley. I'm a business consultant to the New Yorker magazine.
And number 2, I'm afraid Lincoln did you in. What is your real name, please, and what do you do?
My name is Mona Marie Thibault. I'm a travel advisor to the Rockefeller family.
That's not a bad job. Constance Dunaway, now that you are no longer buying gifts for presidents, what do you do?
In the Foreign Service, one is assigned to different jobs, and I had that 7.5 years, which was quite a long time. I'm now with Michael Collins, the astronaut, in the Bureau of Public Affairs, doing public relations for the State Department.
Great. Thank you, Constance Dunaway. Thank you, imposters, for being with us here today on To Tell the Truth.
In addition to the cash awards, our first team of challengers will receive this magnificent cufflink and tie-tack set by Anson, crowned with Lindy stars, the man-made jewels that rival nature's costliest gems. Our second team will receive golden chains fashion fortune by Sarah Coventry. Necklace bowls as a belt, earrings changed from bands to dangling coins, both by Sarah Coventry.
Hey, come on! Get sassy. Get Wink, the sassy one from Canada Dry.
Wink, the sassy one. Sassy! From Canada Dry.
No diet taste, because Wink's no diet drink. Wink's got flavor so sassy, it tickles your tongue.
Sassy! Wink, the sassy one. From Canada Dry.
Come on, get sassy again. Get Wink.
Sassy!
Washington businessmen and property owners, here's some good news. It's called Operation Crossroads by the Board of Trade to focus interest and efforts on serious center city problems, such as crime prevention, economic development, D.C. government costs and taxes. Contact your Board of Trade and find out what you can do. Operation Crossroads, dealing directly with our business problems. It's good to know that your Metropolitan Washington Board of Trade is doing something about it.
The Monday Morning Club of the League of Women Voters of the District of Columbia wishes to announce that Speaker John McCormick of the House of Representatives has given permission to district citizens to attend general sessions in the House Gallery on district days, the second and fourth Monday of every month while Congress is in session. District citizens are exempt from the 15-minute time limit of attendance for visitors. The Monday Morning Club invites you to attend district day sessions. Interested citizens may assemble in the lobby of the Longworth Building at Independence Avenue and 2nd Street Southwest at 11:30 a.m. on any district day. Gallery passes will be provided, and Monday Morning Club members will escort groups to the gallery. We hope that you will join us. For more information, please call 232-2616.
Well, we went totally bust on that last spot. We'll have to lie down and recover until tomorrow at this same time. Take care, panel. See you around, friends.
Promotional consideration provided by American Airlines. Traveling on business or traveling for fun, it's good to know you're on American Airlines. This is Gunny Olson speaking for To Tell the Truth, a Mark Woodson, Bill Todman production.